So Ego recently made announcements of a bunch of new products. One of the products that they announced that piqued my interest is the brand new pressure washer. It's the first time that Ego's ever made a pressure washer, something I've actually been looking forward to. The HPW3204-2 is the naming convention that they're using for this pressure washer. It's a 3,200 PSI pressure washer. And the way I know Ego tends to do things is they typically tend to package their new products with batteries and chargers, and I'm pretty sure that's what this model is right here. This package deal looks like it's going to come with two 6-amp-hour batteries, and I assume also a charger of some sort. And they're claiming that with those two 6-amp-hour batteries, you can get about 60 minutes of runtime. So I hope that Ego will choose, like they've done with a lot of other products, to sell the bare-only tool version of this pressure washer, because for people like myself who has a bunch of other batteries, I have actually two 12-amp-hour batteries. I can so see myself using those two 12-amp-hour batteries in this pressure washer to get some good use out of it. So going back to those 60 minutes of runtime, Ego tends to advertise one thing, but in reality tends to be something else. So in my opinion, I suspect that this pressure washer should hopefully get about 45 minutes of runtime, which should be good enough for most pressure washing needs. However, one needs to ask a question: what do those 16 minutes of runtime actually mean? One thing that is a little different about this pressure washer, but I've yet to see until somebody actually could use this, is that Ego has a eco, a high, and turbo mode on a pressure washer. Does that 60-minute runtime mean it's only being run on eco mode? And next question is, what does that mean? What is eco, high, and turbo? I'm familiar with gas pressure washers. When you turn on the gas pressure washer, it's on. There's no low, medium, or high. It just runs, and then you're able to change the nozzles, get some different pressures. So I'm a small YouTube channel. The likelihood of me getting my hands on this pressure washer is really low. So I'll be very interested in the next coming weeks or months when other YouTubers get their hands on this and are able to demo and show the rest of the world what this actually means. So one cool thing that they're saying is that their wand, and let's see if I can get a picture of how their wand looks like. So this is their wand. According to Ego, their wand has a display that wirelessly connects to the machine that's able to give you battery indication, which is pretty cool, because when you think about it, how else is the wand going to communicate with the machine other than some sort of electronic cable connecting the two? And the reason why this is really cool because is, according to Ego, they have quick disconnect. So if you can see here on the picture on my screen, Ego has a quick disconnect, what looks like where you connect the high pressure hose, and they have it on the machine, and it looks like they also have it the wand. And that's a really good feature for individuals like myself, as I and myself have installed this sort of quick disconnect hose on my gas pressure washers. I'm able to quickly disconnect and reconnect the hoses. Now, the one thing is that their garden hose does not look like it has that quick disconnect feature, but you can easily buy an aftermarket quick disconnect hose, as you can see on my screen right here. So by Ego announcing that they have a wireless display on their wand, one can deduce that you're probably able to use some aftermarket hoses. We don't know the length of the hose that's going to come out the box, but in my experience, when you buy these manufacturer hoses, they tend to be short, probably about 25-30 feet. I love 50 feet, what you are seeing here on my screen. 50 feet is a really good length for me. Who knows how this wireless display is going to work if you're too far away from the machine, whether or not the display can give you the battery indicator. We will tell. But it's a pretty cool feature that Ego thought about that. Now, on their website, they show this accessory. It looks like a foam gun, a foamer that you can attach to the wand. I'm not sure if this is included or if this is something that you can purchase from Ego, but looking at the picture, it looks different and looks cool. I like it. And then the last feature that they are advertising is that their wand is telescoping. Meaning that you're able to retract it and extend the wand, which is pretty cool feature, especially for individuals like myself. When I'm washing my car, I like to be as close as I can comfortably to the car, but then when I need to reach to the top, I like to have something that it can extend. Now, on a regular gas pressure washer, you can do that by turning off the machine, disconnecting the wand, and adding an extension, but that takes a couple minutes. The fact that this has a retractable wand, it's a pretty cool feature. So overall, there's a lot of things to like about this pressure washer. However, there's one glaring issue that I see on this pressure washer that doesn't really sit well with me. It's the 1.2 GPM, which means gallons per minute. It's a pretty low volume of water coming out of this pressure washer machine. 3,200 PSI, that's really good pressure. That's what you want to see. However, the amount of volume of water coming out of this pressure washer is pretty low. So what does that mean? So now Simpson, they're a manufacturer of pressure washer machines. They have this really good write-up that I was reading that kind of describes the difference between PSI and GPM. So PSI, you can think of it sort of like the velocity of water coming out of the nozzle. So in this diagram on my screen, you can see that there's two balls coming out at the same velocity, 100 miles per hour is what they're using as a example for PSI. The baseball in this display here is an example of a low GPM versus a high GPM bowling ball. So an individual like myself who has a gas pressure washer machine, when I look at Ego, that low GPM, it makes me believe, yes, it has the pressure that I need, but does it have the velocity to be able to clean my driveway, clean my house, do all the work that I'm used to today on a gas pressure washer machine? So this is where my opinion comes down to, is if you happen to be an owner of a gas pressure washer machine right now, today, this may not be a good tool for you in the future. You may want to stick with gas because you'll be able to get a lot more work done with your current gas pressure washer versus Ego pressure washer. However, if you're in the market for a pressure washer, if you don't happen to have a gas pressure washer today with good PSI and GPM, I would strongly consider this Ego pressure washer. Now, I'm a little familiar with electric pressure washer. Before I owned a gas pressure washer, I owned this very popular Sunjo pressure washer. A lot of folks have. It's about a 2000 PSI pressure washer with 1.7 gallons per minute. And it was good enough. I was able to clean my deck, my driveway, my house, but it took 3 to 4 times the amount of time as my current gas pressure washer. I was able to get a lot of work done using this very popular electric corded pressure washer. I will admit, it was pretty painful cleaning my house when I could see my neighbors who had gas pressure washers just blaze through pressure washing the siding of their house or their driveway because they had the pressure and the volume of water to get the job done. So Ego, with their brand new pressure washer, it looks like it has a lot more pressure than that Sunjo, but a lot less GPM. So overall, my opinion is, again, if you happen to have a gas pressure washer machine, you may want to stick with it, but still eye this cool Ego. Now, if I know anything about Ego is constantly iterating and improving. This is just their very first model. I can only expect years down the line, they're going to continuously improve and have a bunch of new pressure washers in the future. Think about their lawnmowers. They had some very basic lawnmowers in the beginning, and they just got better and better and better. Same thing with their leaf blowers. Oh my gosh, they have so many leaf blowers. But if you look at their early leaf blowers, they were, good enough, but they got into a point where they're awesome tools. So one of the turnoffs about gas pressure washing machines is the fact that it is gasoline. You got to deal with cleaning the carburetor, treating your gas if you have untreated ethanol gasoline, changing the oil, and a lot of other maintenance things like using the choke, which overall complicates using gas pressure washing machines. You don't have to worry about that with Ego. So as great as I love my current gas pressure washing machine, I'm not in love with all the maintenance. I really would love to have a battery operated pressure washing machine that could eventually replace my gasoline one. So I'll keep an eye on this. This model right here may not be for me, but it definitely be a great tool for a lot of other folks out there. It's a really strong contender, and I just genuinely hope that Ego can continue to improve this brand new line in the future and eventually provide something with the same amount of PSI and GPM as a current gasoline pressure washing machine today. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe.